everybody, today I'm going to be bringing you a review on the newest collection from Maybelline, the Loaded Bolds. This is a 20-piece collection, though only 18 have released in stores as of yet. This is by all means a huge collection. Most of Maybelline's collections are maybe like 10, 12 lipsticks. This is a 20 lipstick collection, so this is pretty big. There are only 18 available currently, and they have released at Target, and I believe they'll be rolling out to drugstores really soon. I have all 18 of the shades that are currently available. The two shades that are missing from the displays in Target are the white one and the black one. So those are the only two shades that are currently missing, and I forgot the names of them, but I'll have all the information on all of these names and the two that are missing in the information section below. That being said, I'm going to swatch these all up live for you guys on my lips, and I'm going to have pictures so that you can see exactly what they look like and how they perform. So I will be talking about formula, performance, etc. right after the swatches. So let's get swatching. Nude Thrill is a nearly opaque pale nude. This shade pretty much erased my lips. Unfortunately, it also settled into the fine lines of my lips, leaving little lines of product. Gone Griege is not a typical Griege, and it's more of an everyday brown. I would have loved to see an actual Griege shade in this collection. Gray Over It is gray in namesake only, as it is a typical everyday brown. I'm not sure where they got gray from for this one. Mauve It is the least bold of this collection, and it's a very wearable everyday shade with pink undertones. The next few shades are pretty much fall browns, and this first one is Raging Raisin, and this has a little bit of a red undertone to it. Coffee Addiction is a little bit of a warmer brown. And this is a great shade to kick off fall looks starting in September. Chocoholic is a deep chocolate brown, and this is a bit darker than the first two browns, and I feel like it would flatter most skin tones. Midnight Merlot is a deep wine shade. This is another fantastic fall shade. Smoking Red is your dark, classic red. This shade can give you some 50s bold really quick. Dynamite Red is another deep classic red, but this one's a bit brighter and a bit more just lighter, overall lighter. Orange Danger kind of kicks off the Vivids colors with this leaning red. Really reminded me of the Vivids collection. Fiery Fuchsia also reminded me of the Vivids in that it's a super bright hot pink. And it's a bit cool toned. Rebel Pink is a purple based pink, and this shade again also reminds me of a shade we've seen from the from the Vivids collection. Berry Bossy is a deep berry shade, and this is another one of those shades that I feel like would be great for fall if you're not typically used to wearing bold shades on the regular. Black as Berry was another shade that gave me a little bit of a problem. This was streaky and hard to get an even application. As you can see, it's applying a little bit sheer, and even when I move my lips, the product just kind of moves the pigment around. It's a little disappointing. Violet Vixen was a pretty opaque, bright purple. Now this is one of the more unique shades of this collection, along with the blues. As you can see, it's a very bright purple. Then we have Sapphire Siren, and this is one of the lighter blue shades of the collection, and it's definitely a unique shade for drugstore. Nice bright blue. Now Midnight Blue lives up to its name perfectly in that it's a smooth, dark navy shade, and it has minimal streakiness, which I was impressed with because I thought maybe because it's a darker, more unique shade, we would see some streaking, but nope, it's the perfect deep blue to end the collection. So as you can see, is a really wide range of lipsticks there, and I did make a few comments as the swatches were going on, but overall this collection performed really well in terms of applying these lipsticks. There was really only 2 shades that gave me a big issue, and as you saw, that was Nude Thrill, and it settled into fine lines, and Black as Berry was just a little streaky for me. You can always use a liner under these shades, and that will fix all of those problems. Also, probably a lip primer. See, I do my swatches without any extra assistance on my lip. It's pure product on the lip. That's it. I also had a little bit of problem with the names, like 2 shades with a gray name that were not really gray at all. We had Gone Griege, which you can see really isn't greige at all. It's definitely more of just a beige, just your regular basic kind of beige, at least on my skin tone, and also gray over it, and this was basically a brown, by all means a brown. This was an opportunity for them to bring us a really kick-ass greige, which if I could name a few would be like LA Splash's Ghoulish. That's like my go-to greige. But if they wanted to give us a gray shade, they could have given us something like Space Cake from Melt Cosmetics. This would have been the collection that they could have done it in, because they're promoting it as a bold collection, like a loaded bold collection. I mean, they have 2 blue shades, so I mean, and they're including a black and a white, so why wouldn't they want to step outside a little bit, especially if it seems like they're channeling like what we are wearing on Instagram, what we're wearing on Tumblr, what we're wearing pretty much on the online sphere. We're creative ladies, a lot of us at least, and this is what this collection seems geared towards. Why wouldn't they create a gray? Why would they play it safe and create those 2 brown, make those 2 shades brown when they could have done more? That being said, there are a lot of play it safes in the loaded bolds, like a mauve shade. I would not by any means call that a loaded bold, let alone a bold. That's kind of like your everyday shade. I think the last time that was bold was maybe the 90s, along with these browns such as Raging Raisin, Coffee Addiction, Chocoholic, Midnight Merlot, that whole range of those dark browns. While I was happy to see that they included a few different dark browns, because of course different skin tones, different browns look different on different skin tones, and it's great that they included a few of them. But how many browns? I mean, brown hasn't, like I said, brown hasn't been a bold lip statement color since like the 90s. Most of us wear these brown dark shades as soon as it hits like September. That's like our uniform on our lips. And then we get into the reds, which again, that hasn't really been a bold shade since the 50s. Orange, still a little bold, but we've seen the orange, the pink, the berry, and even the purples in the Vivids collection. We've seen a lot of these shades. It feels to me like a whole bunch of the executives were sitting in the office, they're like, what did really well from our mattes collection, our buffs collection, and our Vivids collection? Let's throw it together in this collection and call it the loaded bolds. And we'll add 2 blue shades and, you know, a white and a black. Satisfy the really bold people. Like I said, these do have a matte-ish formula. Matte in terms of like drugstore matte, where it's that very comfortable, lightweight formula matte. It's not that drying, super dry, last all day matte that we get from our liquid lipsticks. This is going to transfer. I got 3 to 5 hours of wear. Even with the darkest colors, I was kind of expecting a longer wear with these. It was kind of sad. I felt really sad that these didn't last longer, and that they did have a little bit of a shine on the lips. Like, they did have a more of a satin look, but definitely very comfortable to wear. I will say that. They're neither really, they do feel moisturizing on the lips. I do not feel dry. Like, after I take this off, like, my lips feel good. Like, I was able to swatch all 18 shades in one sitting, and like, my lips were a little bit red when I was done, but I didn't feel like, oh my god, my lips are on fire. I was like, my lips are okay. Maybelline got my lips. In terms of scent, it's kind of like a sweet honey nectar kind of scent, very similar to the scent that their older lipsticks have had, like the Vivids collection, the Buffs collection, etc. If you've used the Maybelline collection, if you've used a Maybelline lipstick like this, you'll know what scent I'm talking about. To me, this feels like it has less of a scent. Like, I feel like they toned down the scent. So if you know what I'm talking about and you didn't really like it before, you may notice that it's lessened in this collection. So if that's deferred you in the past, you may want to, you know, jump on it this time. In terms of the packaging, as you can see, it's a blue, midnight blue topper, whereas in the past, like, this is a purple lipstick, so this has a purple topper. The Vivids all had orange toppers, that bright neon orange. The nudes had like that, had that nude pinkish tube, and also the mattes had that like matte tubing. So each one of the, this features this midnight blue collection. I think it's a nod to the two more out there colors in the collection, Sapphire Siren and also Midnight Blue. So these two are pretty much where Maybelline gets bold, whereas the rest of the collection's kind of like Maybelline is playing it safe, which with shades they knew would do good based on past collection. My opinion. So that's my honest review of the Maybelline Loaded collection. Have you guys picked up any of these shades? And if you have, did you like them? What did you think of them? Did you feel like they played it safe? Or do you guys honestly in this date, in like 2016, feel like Maybelline pushed the envelope and gave us a loaded bolds collection? Do any of you feel that way? Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. I hope you guys found the swatches and the pictures and everything useful. And if you'd like me to, any shade that you see here, if you'd like me to compare it with a shade from any past collection, be it the Vivids, the Buffs, the Nudes, any of them, I have them. I will gladly do a video for you guys, but I didn't want this to be a 30-minute video, so I didn't do it in here. So if you'd like to see a video of me comparing these with the older shades, let me know. I'll do it for you guys. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching, and please be sure to follow me on Instagram. I'm Recycled Stardust.